Welcome. In front of me I have the Samsung Galaxy A23. It's a 5G version this time around, and today I'll go over unboxing along with a quick overview of it. So just pop it straight open. There we go. Now here we have some paperwork along with a cable, if I'm correct. Yep. So here's our charging cable. It's Samsung, so say goodbye to your charger, or charger in a box specifically, because you don't get that here. There we go. So here's our device. Just turn it on. Obviously nothing else in the box, so I'm just going to throw that to the side and move over to the specs of it. So starting with the display, we're looking at 6.6 inch display. It's a 1080p by 2400 pixels PLS LCD display with 120 Hz refresh rate. So in terms of the refresh rate, it's pretty decent, though it's just an LCD. It has 82.5% screen to body ratio with 400 pixels per inch and Gorilla Glass 5 at the front. So that's basically the display. Now if we flip it over the back, we can see our, what is it, like quad camera setup. Oh god, I cannot wait to find out what it is. So main sensor looks to be, well, it looks based on the specs, 50 megapixel wide sensor.
Accessibility mode. Continue holding the screen with 2 fingers and
Shush.
hear a beep.
Shush, I don't care. There we go. So 50 megapixel wide sensor as a main one. Then we got a 5 megapixel ultra wide. We're already getting into good territory. Then we get a 2 megapixel macro and 2 megapixel depth. Great. Fantastic. Good job, Samsung. You included 2 trash cameras that we get to pay for, and they're completely effing unusable. Oh yes, I love to see it. Now just to clarify this, Samsung, as many other companies, considers their user base to be absolute effing donkeys that can't discern the difference between a good camera and a bad camera, because all we see is four little holes must be good. Well, let's be honest, most of us are pretty freaking aware that we are getting just like shafted straight in our sphincters with this trash. So Samsung, from me and probably many others, from the bottom of my heart, go F yourself with these cameras. Like, we don't care about this. Just give us less but good cameras and stop charging us for trash. We don't care that you want to get rid of your just shit that you have laying on your shelves. It's unusable, so don't include it. It's your business mistake, not ours. Anyway, moving out of the camera department, at the front we have an 8 megapixel wide sensor, and that's basically all for the cameras. Now moving on to the internals, we have a Snapdragon 695 5G. Now if you're the type of person that wants to invest into 5G, as in you buy yourself a relatively cheaper device with 5G by basically paying more, because most of the phones that come with 5G cost more over the ones that don't. At this point, from what I've seen, I don't think it's worth it. Even like investing into the future, because honestly, I could explain this, but it's probably gonna take a little bit. So what I can recommend you to do is check out Mr. Who's the Boss, who did an excellent video on just the 5G topic and the state of it right now. It's a pretty nice video that explains how crap it is, and how just it's basically a marketing scheme at this point. That's as best as I can explain it. So yeah, fantastic. So just because you get 5G right here doesn't mean you get to use it. A fun fact, some providers will, even if you pay more, tell you that, oh, you're using 5G. Well, if you actually check it using a code, it will show up that you're actually connected to 4G. It just tells you that it's 5G. And you can quickly actually check it out by just doing a speed test. You won't get anywhere near the 5G speeds that are advertised for what 5G is supposed to be capable of. So why even bother? paying more, I mean, for a phone, and also for your service, so you can have a trash that some provider just decides to scam you, because you get to see 5G but you don't get the benefit of it, to be honest. That's as best as I can explain it. So at this point, 5G is just a scam. The technology isn't, the implementation of it is. Let's put it this way. And if you're looking for a phone that has 5G right now, 2022, maybe 2023, I don't see how you can benefit from it, especially when you're buying a phone that is semi like mid, low end. So this phone won't last you as long, most likely, and investing more for this technology is just kind of a waste of money when you can just get a better phone that is just more powerful and does something better. For instance, photos, maybe processor is better, over a technology that is at this point kind of useless. Anyway, moving on. Inside here we have a 5000 mAh battery, and because this is a Samsung, so don't expect fast charging right here, because we're charging at 25 watts wired. So nice outdated charging speeds, but don't worry, this mid-range device or low-end device isn't just a a cherry-picked phone. Here is an $1,800 device that still charges at 25 watts. So Fold 4, and yet nothing has changed. So Samsung is just not really bothering with making their phones charge quicker, because I guess they're scared that their batteries will start exploding. Oh, and another fun fact, apparently from what we've seen recently, again, a great video, Mr. Who's the Boss, apparently Samsung batteries are really prone to just blowing up. I mean, not literally like they used to in Note era, but they're just like, expand, because the gas just kind of gets trapped in there. Yeah, so good luck with that one. I'm also using a Samsung device, so I'm the idiot that kind of bought into this before I knew. But it looks like if the phone is just laying around and not really doing anything, the batteries tend to just, bloat up and expand in there, popping off your cover just because they physically get bigger in there. And yeah, it seems to be a Samsung phone, even though the battery is supposed to last 5 years, they don't. If the phone, from what I've seen, isn't really actually being used. And now, take that with a grain of salt though. It might have been just some couple Samsung, mishaps there. But from, again, Mr. Who's the Boss video, he had an entire shelf of them, and a lot of them decided to just start kind of popping off the covers on their own. And not many other devices from other brands. So, there we go. Going back to this one, not much more to say about this phone. Apart from just one last thing about the internals. At the very lowest end of this phone, the A23, you can get it with 64 gigs of storage and 4 gigs of RAM, and at the very highest end you have 128 gigs with 8 gigs of RAM. Now, I don't think we have expandable storage, although we actually might. Let's see. Yep, we actually do have expandable storage, so you can pop in an SD card and expand it past, like, I don't know, probably a terabyte. At least 512 gigs, most certainly, with an SD card. So that's pretty nice. And in this case, if you're looking for a kind of a decent RAM and storage option right here, I would probably recommend going with the 6 gigs of RAM. 4 might be a little bit too little, but 6 should be enough, and 64 does not really matter that much, even if you're planning to slam it with just like a bunch of data here. Photos, videos, music, applications. If you can pop in an SD card, you should be fine. So there we go. Now, to finish this off, is just another Samsung device at low to mid-range, and not much has changed. Samsung is still giving you trash cameras, thinking that you're an idiot, that you're gonna buy into it. And again, it's just like, let me just bring this. This is another phone. If I tell you that it's Samsung, can you tell that it's not? Because it's not, it's Huawei. So at this point I'm kind of bored of this market in general. Every phone is just looking exactly the same, and I could bring up another phone here, and again, if you don't see the back, you cannot tell that it's not Samsung, or you cannot discern what kind of brand it is. It's all the same. So there we go. Anyway, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.